We're going to be pushing up ladder with this mortar rocket cycle deck. I'm really low on trophies right now. From this guy's battle banner, it looks like he plays Expo. So I guess we'll see. Normally Fire Spirit isn't used in Expo, and looks like it's actually not Expo, it's going to be Goblin Drill. I'm going to play a Valk on the left side, and if you could see, the first Goblin actually went straight to the tower, so that means that from now on, I'm going to be playing my units to the right side, because I think that the Goblin will then go to the unit. It's hard to tell which side it is at first, but once you figure that out, it becomes a lot easier to defend later on in the match. And I'll try to show you why I do that later on, once he plays another drill. But it looks like he's a Skeleton King, which is actually pretty good for us, because we do have Valkyrie. Not in hand right now, but we do have it in our deck. I like playing... Wow, what a prediction. I'm just going to let the archers get that. It looks like the mortar's going to kill the Dark Goblin too, which is really good. Archer's going to get some good chip damage here. Yeah, so against drill, normally you want to try to get King Tower activated pretty early on, because it makes defending the drill a lot easier. And it looks like he gives us a good opportunity here. So you can just use that placement, and then plus a log. They'll usually take like one goblin hit, but definitely worth it to get King Tower activated. I'm sure there's a way to do it without taking a goblin hit, but normally you don't want to mistime it, or else you just take a lot more damage. Okay, so he's playing another set of wall breakers. I like playing mortar for wall breakers. It's just a nice play. Gets a nice counter push. And especially here, like, it just gets a lot of value. I'm surprised it didn't kill the Dark Goblin. I was almost certain it would, but looks like it doesn't. We're one away from log, which is good. He actually plays his on the side this time. Ice Spear just freezes for so long. It's so useful. Especially against drill. It does a really good job. I mean, Fire Spear probably does the best against drill, because it actually kills the first set of goblins. And it looks like he's just going to let us get a mortar shot there. Really good for us. I'll still play skeletons for this. I don't want to take that damage. This time I'm going to log the first goblin, and then the Valk should take care of the rest. And actually I'm going to rocket this before it's out of rocket range, because I'll definitely take that value. He goes in with another set of wall breakers. Looks like he goes in with a Dark Goblin too. Unfortunately, the mortar doesn't target it right away. But here I'm going to play a Valkyrie on the right, and if you see... Oh, it actually looks like the Goblin did go straight to the tower again. So maybe it is the left side, maybe I misplaced it the first time around. I have no idea. But regardless, we don't take too much damage. I probably shouldn't have played Archer Scene Link, because you'll be able to cycle really quickly back to another set. I'm going to play a Valk first, and then I'll just play an Ice Spirit later on for the rest of that skeleton army. Again, I think I'm going to log the first goblin just to make sure we don't take any damage. And actually, because we had so much DPS going down on that goblin drill, I only had to log it, which is pretty good. I can ignore that one on the right. I'm actually going to, just to keep my cycle good for his next set of wall breakers, I'm going to play a mortar now. Actually, I'm going to tornado all this stuff. I think the Skeleton King became in range, but it doesn't really matter too much if I get King Tower activated with my deck. I'm going to log the Dark Goblin just to keep the mortar alive and still pressuring. We'll play an Ice Spirit in the back here, and like I said, we're already back to another mortar, so we can just play that again for his wall breakers. Super good, and we actually don't even take a hit there. Let's log the Dark Goblin, super good, and we actually get another mortar connection. We'll play an Ice Spirit here. Looks like he just gave up. Ice Spirit at the bridge is my favorite starting play with this deck. You can also cycle skeletons. Cycle log is normally a pretty decent play. Unfortunately, the Princess can get another hit because of the Ice Spirit. Oh, it doesn't actually, just barely. Looks like he's level 13. Since he just used an Inferno Tower, I'm actually going to rocket because I can't really pressure a mortar. So we're going into a lot of bait, right, with the cards that we've seen. So it's okay to rocket there, I feel like, because he also has rocket. It normally just ends up being rocket cycle. But I can't really go in and pressure him with a mortar when he overspends on an Inferno Tower like that, because it's still in the middle. So the mortar won't really be all that much pressure. Looks like he plays a knight over there. You normally want to keep in mind like what he's doing when he's playing against your mortar. Like that time you played it in the middle, so you can prediction tornado at another point during the match. I'm actually going to log here, trying to keep our archers alive, just to damage down the knight there. And I'll play a Valk too, just to keep the mortar alive for a little bit longer. kind of want to mortar again, but he's going to play something for the Valkyrie anyway, so there's no point of playing it yet, since the first mortar shot would be to, like, in vain anyway. I'm going to activate King here. And I think that should be good. I'm actually going to log since he gave us extra value. I'm not too scared of logging the princesses because there's so many ways of dealing with the goblin barrel. I took a little bit of damage with that last one because I kind of mistimed my tornado. But you can use Valk, Archers, Tornado, Skeletons, and Ice Spirit. They all do really good against goblin barrel, so don't really have to worry about it too much. We're only 2 rockets away, and honestly, I think I might send in my first one. Now we can just play defense for the rest of the game. Probably just play defensive mortars because it prevents any princess damage from the bridge, and that's realistically the only way he should get damage, because now I can save my log. Looks like he does have a mirror, which is a little unfortunate. He actually plays them all in the front, so I didn't need those skeletons in the back, but... let's try to pressure him so he can't rocket us again. That seems like the best play, probably. I'm going to play Valk for his Inferno Tower. Let's play it instead of Archers too, just to make sure that the Inferno Tower doesn't kill the rest of our stuff. I'm going to log this princess and play skeletons. Keep this alive. Looks like he's rocketing again. This time I'm going to predict. He's probably going to rocket again, right? Mirror rocket? I don't know. Looks like he just lets us get this connection. He needs a princess shot at the bridge or a log in order to take our tower. Looks like he gets his log down, but we get a nice mortar connection anyway, so looks like we're going to end up winning this one. Yep, good game. Splitting Archers first play is very passive play, a very safe play. So, okay, he just lets the mortar connect. Big brain plays only. And we'll play a Valkyrie for the Mega Knight. I want to play Archers. That's kind of an overcommit against bridge spam matchups. So I'm just going to let this go. I think it should full counter the Mega Knight anyway. So the goal for this series, I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, but the goal for this series is to get to top 10k of ladder, which would be a good personal goal for me. I've never been to the top 10k of ladder, and that's what I would consider top ladder for at least my own purposes. I'd be very happy if I was able to get to that. I've been close a couple times. I was only 2 games off at one point, but to no avail. Let's see. We're very far off at this point, but we're gonna take a lot of damage here. Bang, bang. Let's log now to prevent the... yeah, perfect. Well-timed log only gets 2 Royal Giant hits. I think that was the best outcome for what we had. Sometimes you have to, like, kind of mentally count in your head, like, the timing of the Royal Giant, so you know when the best time to log is, because if that's a bad valued log, then he might get a hit there, but if you do it at a good time, then he won't get a hit, so that's kind of important stuff, especially if I want to reach top 10k. But I want to do it with this deck, or at least a deck that, I don't know, involves Mortar. Mortar is my favorite card. I really do like Firecracker at the same time, too. I'm going to Valk the back, so he does have a Firecracker. Makes sense, it can activate King Tower, but it's in a Royal Giant deck, which they don't care too much about, so the Firecracker can get a lot of value. I think I'm going to Rocket that. It seems like a weird play. I'm not sure if it's the right play, but I don't want him to feel comfortable cycling stuff in the back, in the opposite lane, because that will let him have, like, tempo during the game, and it will make me lose tempo if I let him get these huge pushes. So I'm going to do that. I'm not sure if it's the right play, like I said, but I think that in the long run, as long as we're able to defend this push, it is a smart play. I don't want him to be able to throw anything in the back. I need to get a log down as soon as possible. Okay, super good. Sometimes you don't have to defend with your mortar, but it's normally better to, because, ooh, really well played, to get that Inferno Dragon a couple takes on tower. Let's see. I'm just going to cycle a Valk in the back. This is what I like doing a lot because it's really hard for them to punish you by cycling a Valk in the back into the lane that they're pushing in. And he gives us rocket value again. I wish I rocketed first probably so I could get back to another one in case I needed to. So I did give him fireball value. Probably not the best thing to do, but let's see here. I'm going to play a mortar. Gonna play another set of archers. I think the firecracker is just gonna take them out anyway, so not the best set, but I also do like going same lane generally against Royal Giant because it just does, you can just get a lot of spell value throughout the entire map. It looks like I actually mess up. Looks like he also has a mirror, which is interesting. I mess up the tornado against the one Royal Giant, but that's in the opposite lane anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm gonna tornado this back, try to get a well log off, a pretty decent log at least, to not take a hit. Perfect. Okay. We can still go in whichever lane we really want to. He can fireball that if he wants, but if he fireballs that, he won't be able to fireball my Valk on top of his Royal Giant. I should be using the anti-fireball position, which is one tile higher than this, but I don't think it should matter all that much. He's gonna fireball those archers probably. Does he? If not, I can ignore the one Royal Giant hit. Yeah, he does do it, but pretty late. I'm actually going to play a Valk opposite lane just to kite this over. I don't really have a good hand with dealing with that right now. I'm going to rocket his tower. Looks like he switches lanes, potentially, but I already have so much damage in the one lane that I don't think it should matter at this point. Okay, we're going to log here, play Skeleton, the Valk. He plays a Royal Giant in the opposite lane too. Back to another mortar, which we're going to play. Keep our mortar, or do anything just trying to damage down this Royal Giant because a level 16 Royal Giant is no joke. Let's try to get another mortar down, this time make it a little bit closer so the Royal Giant definitely gets pulled just because he was already past the bridge a little bit. Looks like he goes in with another mirrored Royal Giant. We can tornado this back. I actually messed up my tornado, so instead I'm just going to log low down to make sure that the Royal Giant doesn't get hit. So that should be game. Yeah, Royal Giant's pretty stressful. We're going against FaZe from Activos. I never remember people's names because, like, obviously I'm pretty low on ladder, so it's unlikely for me to see, like, the same person again. But I feel like it should be a pretty good habit to get into, for just, like, if you ever face the same person to, like, know what they're using. So we get a King Tower activation, which is nice. I didn't realize that the Lumberjack was going to take out that entire mortar, but that's a nice little trick you can do. You can play a mortar up high in the middle for a balloon and then tornado. If you don't want to rocket. Rocketing is normally the kind of standard play with balloon, at least in single elixir, so you can still pressure with your mortar. That's a -1 trade, so if you play that mortar in the middle, you still pressure with the mortar, and you still get a King Tower activation out of it, so. Splitting archers, I feel like, is key in this matchup. Normally against any Lumberloon deck, you want to just, like, keep splitting archers, prevent them from going in either lane, at least comfortably. I do like starting rocket cycling early, because normally they have boulders in these decks, and when they have a boulder in cycle, your mortar is just a -4 trade, so. I think that we have a pretty good start here. You always want to be careful about your mortar placement, too, against the balloon. I think I can just log here. But if they play it in the bypass lane, which is this tile, you have to play your mortar in a different position, depending on it. Like the standard placement for like a hog, like right here, that will work because he didn't use the bypass lane. But if they use the bypass lane, which is like I said, this tile instead of this tile, then it won't work. Playing an Ice Spear, just trying to prevent death damage, but it didn't actually do anything. But we don't take death damage anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. And like I said, he does have a boulder in his deck, which makes it kind of difficult to go in with mortars, but normally these matches are just playing defense and rocket cycling eventually. But he has a rocket cycle in good moments. I'm actually going to tornado this because I misplayed my archers by a tile. I'll play a Valk too, just to make sure that nothing gets any damage. And unfortunately, the bowler pushes the Valk out of range of the baby dragon. I think that we're still fine here. I think I'm actually going to tank this with archers, yeah. So I figured he's going to go in with a balloon. I could just rocket these. I think I can hit everything. I actually missed the Inferno Dragon, but whatever. We're going to play Skeletons back here, just to make sure the Inferno Dragon doesn't get any damage. It gets a little bit of chip, but that's his health. That's our healthier tower anyway. I don't think that rocket was a great play. since the Inferno Dragon didn't survive, or it survived. But I think it would have been if I had hit both the balloon and the Inferno Dragon. But normally you don't want to use a mortar and a rocket on defense, just generally, I feel like, in this matchup. You can use a mortar and tornado, though. That's a pretty good way of stopping their push. Normally I like to go same lane as my opponent in this matchup, but we already have so much damage in the opposite lane that we're just going to keep going in that lane. I think it's fine to do that. And if worse comes to worse, I can normally just rocket NATO their entire push, if need be. We're going to play skeletons right here. He plays a balloon on this side this time. Try to get another set of archers down. Unfortunately, the bowler is going to get a splash shot on the tower. And another one too, probably. Because that tornado actually didn't help him there. I'm going to just tornado this off to the side just to make sure that it goes onto my tower. So it looks like we took a lot of damage there. Which wasn't ideal. But I think that we're still fine here. I'm going to play a mortar like this. Let's try getting a balloon here. I think he doesn't. Oh, he does. I'm just going to rocket these, play it safe. Because we're only going to need one rocket realistically at the end, as long as we defend for a little bit longer. Let's Ice Beard here. Log just to get a little bit of chip damage. Again, mortaring this side. He hasn't used the bypass lane once, so I'm not going to be too worried about that. Okay, we're going to tornado back to this side. He freezes, so I can rocket. Yeah, when they overspend like that, oh, if only I rocketed in the proper position, that bowler would have got hit too. Let's see here. You can probably start skeleton surround this bowler and just tornado everything. And there's no way he's getting enough damage. He doesn't have a big spell in his deck, so I'm just gonna play mortar up high just to make sure nothing gets close to our tower. We're going against L'Abbé Pierre, or L'Abbé Pierre? I don't know. But hopefully we can get a win here. We're about 2 games off of 6,300, which is Master 2. I've actually already been there this season. So nothing special, but that's probably going to be the goal for the video. I'm just going to rocket here. I'm not sure if those are in range or not. Ooh, that mortar hit is not the move either. That log, I was trying to, if the mortar splashed onto all of them and then I logged it, I could have got a mortar shot at the end there, because then that Zappy would have been damaged, but I actually missed the mortar shot because I logged too early, so not the best start to this game. We could have been up a little bit of damage, but we're not. Yeah, this is probably going to be Graveyard, if I had to guess. He does have the Inferno Dragon, which could mean that we can activate King potentially. He does have also at the Valkyrie, so I don't know exactly what this deck is, but... Okay, so there's his Inferno Dragon. Hopefully his Valkyrie kills my Valkyrie. And just in case it's Graveyard, I'm going to play Archer's same lane here. Yeah, it is Graveyard. And now we're going to activate King. I'm going to play Skeleton just to bring this back. Get another set of Archers down just so we don't lose our tower to that Valkyrie. So we take a lot of damage. We do take a lot of damage, but we got King Tower activated, which is huge against Graveyard matchups. So, maybe not worth it to take that much damage, but it's not the end of the world, I don't think, because we're going to be able to defend a lot easier now. Unless he has Freeze, Freeze could be scary. Freeze could definitely be scary. Okay, well, we're going to just play a Valk in the back, play it safe. He's probably going to Skeleton King in the back, and we can rocket that for sure. I'm going to wait till we're full just in case he gives us any additional value. I don't think he... Okay, the tornado was really bad, but we got absurd rocket value there, so we definitely take those. I kind of just panicked because I couldn't believe he gave me all that value. Okay, I'm just going to Archers here. Skeletons, or Ice Spear, just make sure that doesn't do that. I know he has arrows, but he's going to have to, like, cycle the same speed as me to get to another set of arrows, which I don't think he would have been able to. We're definitely going to rocket here. I probably should have rocketed first before I set the Archers, but like I said, we want to outcycle the arrows. It looks like he's Fireball too, so there's no point of me really playing Archers at all. at this point. So we're going to try to play it safe. Let's see. Kind of pressuring with the mortar. I kind of want to go same lane as him, but I'm not entirely sure at the same time if I want to, because he could get like fireball or arrow value on my stuff. So he gets arrows down. Let's get skeletons and a log just to be safe. And unfortunately, mortar does not lock on there at the end. I'm gonna play a Valk back here just to kite the Inferno Dragon backwards for a little bit. I'm actually gonna play archers up high because my archers are not getting any value down here, so I might as well use them up high where you can't really spell them down. I'm just gonna lone rocket his tower here. Let's see. Let's get a log down, skeleton, Valk behind the skeleton king, which isn't super ideal, but it's okay, I guess. Tornado just to try to kill any skeletons that are still in range of that stuff, and I think that was actually a pretty good tornado. I think it might have like saved our tower. Let's see. Archer's way up high again, so he can't get any spell value. Looks like he plays an Inferno Dragon as well. Yeah, he literally just doesn't do anything with that. Okay. Let's log first this time, then play skeletons, Valk. Trying not even playing the archers because they're not getting any value because you can just always spell them away. I don't think his Skeleton King got a hit on our tower, but it is triple elixir, so we can just cycle at this point. I'm gonna block the bridge. Yeah, super good. Let's play a log here, and now we're already back to another rocket. So super good for us. Right, game? No! We were able to push up about 100 trophies to 6329. We're still about 300 trophies off of top 10k. Hopefully we can get there in a future video.